What up, though, Pride Nation? Welcome to Luke G's Field Review, and today we have another roundtable with Mr. Derrick P. Fields, also the new channel of the Gridiron Blitz. What up, though, Derrick?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy.
And then we also have Mr. Noble Sports Entertainment, Mr. 1,000 subscribers today, Mr. TA. What up, though?
What up, though?
Now, we also going to have Mr. 313 JMO on. In a few, he'll be on shortly, so we're gonna give him a big what up though, and we'll holler at him when that comes. People, we have a good show today. Okay, there's a little bit of news going on with the Detroit Lions in terms of who they're signing and who they have made offers to, and we're going to talk about it. We're also going to take phone calls at a certain point in this show and just talk about the questions that you guys have, and then on top of that, we're going to talk about our usual suspects this NFL draft because it hasn't come up yet. And I'm hearing all kinds of scenarios. And I'm just going to put it out there that somebody's been watching my videos. So with that being said.
Hey, look, I was about to say the same thing,
somebody's been watching my videos. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, bro. Hey, Gold Star already to John Martin. You should get Dose of Dion up in here. Hey.
Listen, let me put this out there because I really want this to be the thing, and I know for some reason there seems to be this issue or some type of belief that there's a rivalry or some hating going on. If Dose of Dion, if Motor City Sports Talk, if Detroit Sports World, if anybody who's talking Detroit Lions Sports Talk wants to be on Luke G's Field Review or wants to collaborate where Luke G come on your channel, Luke G is open to it. Luke G has reached out to Motor City Sports Talk in an attempt to do something with him and gotten nothing. Okay. Right. Luke G has been open to this. If you are on another team, okay, and you want to collab, hit me up. I don't have a problem with it. My only request is let's keep it respectful, okay? And at the end of the day, if we are going to have a unity in talking about Detroit Lions sports, I'm cool with it. All that other stuff can stay off to the side. So if Dose of Dion wants to be on, he's more than willing to be on. Now, you got anything you want to say, Derrick?
Yeah, my bad, man. I just want to say about Dose of Dion. If you go look, this is no hate, no love lost. If you go back and you look at one of his videos where he announced that collaborations were going to be behind Patreon, I said to him that I don't think that was a good idea to do that. And that is one reason as of this moment right now that we have not been able to get Dose of Dion on the show because he so far collaborations are you have to become a Pride member, which is to sign up through his Patreon account. So like Lou said, there is absolutely no hate between anybody. Right, exactly. It's just that some people have different criteria to collaborate. So that's what.
And again, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to get into it. Oh, yeah, and like I said, anybody who want to collaborate, hit me up. I want the subscribers to know that Luke G don't have a problem talking to anybody, whether you agree, disagree, indifferent, you're new to it, whatever. You come on here, we gonna talk like legitimate adult man and keep it clean. And that's all I care about. Now, on to me doing my house mail. Okay.
Mail call.
I gotta do the house mail, man. All right, we got General G Berry. What up, though? We got Bug Spray. What up, though? D Williams, Beast Mode, John Hannon, Stephen A. Smith, Dre Burns, Marcus Willis, Eric Gross, Marcus Willis again, Anthony Barnes, Travis Troxo, Beast Mode, and John Martin. And let's see, am I missing anybody? Lions Roar 74, Risky, Elijah Copley, James Brown, Detroit Big Wheel, Kyle Webb. All right. That's what.
Hey, Eric Gross. Eric Gross, you mentioned you brought up the guy, man. So we try.
Now, all those have been done. What up, though, fellas? And welcome to the Luke G's Field Review. Right. So let's get into this right now. Now, I'm still gonna make a video about this. Oh, JMO in the building. What up, though, JMO?
What's up, JMO?
So,
all right, listen, I'm gonna still make a video about this, but I want to jump on something that I want to point out to people. This is why I say we need to have good, clean, honest media outlets, because there is something to having a good, clean media outlet. Today on CBS Sports, there was a mock draft, and it said if people were selecting players solely on production, this is who they would take. And lo and behold, they had the Detroit Lions selecting Khalil Hodge at 8. Now,
what?
This could be a huge coincidence. I think not, but it could be. So if anybody's in here from CBS Sports, man, I appreciate the love and support for watching the channel and to get that information out there. But someone from CBS Sports had the Detroit Lions at 8 in their mock draft, taking Khalil Hodge. And what it
Can I
said
say
was,
one thing?
Just 1 second. Just hold on. I'm gonna finish. And what it said was the last Khalil to come out of Buffalo was a tremendous talent, and it says the production of a linebacker who's had 419 tackles and 5.5 sacks in 3 seasons is too hard to pass up, and he's a pure linebacker. And to me, that tells me that there are somebody out there who's paying attention to our media. So we have to be better at delivering media that's worth being spread as news. Now, JMO, you got something you want to say? Go ahead, man. Shoot.
You remember that the episode we did, and you was like, who will we take number 1 overall? We could take anybody, and I was like, honestly, I'll just pick Khalil Hodge. And I remember the episode before is when he was bringing up all his stats and stuff. So I know they watching the show.
Yeah, they definitely
somebody's interested in what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, they definitely watching it, because like I said, I think I even titled the video that he's worth that first round pick. And I had so many people who told me I was out of my mind. I was like, hey, I get it, but I'm just telling you, he's the best linebacker in this draft. And I just think it's interesting. Now, my question to you fellas, and we're gonna start off with Mr. TA. What do you think about that? I mean, if the Lions actually had the galls to do it and take Khalil Hodge at 8, how would you feel about that?
Man, if the Lions took Khalil Hodge, man, I'm telling you, it'll be a wonderful day in Detroit, man. Definitely, because one thing I like about Khalil Hodge is that he's a natural born leader. I like what he brings to the table. As far as he's one of those guys that's gonna get in your face. He's gonna encourage guys. He's gonna let guys know that they're not doing, if they're not doing right or they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing out on the field. He's going to get in guys' face. And I like that. And that's something that the Detroit culture needs, because you don't see too many leaders on the Detroit Lions. And that's what I definitely see Khalil Hodge being, and coming in and getting into some of these guys' faces and letting them know, let's go out here and play. Let's go out here and ball. Let's do it.
All right. And what are your thoughts on it, Derrick? Derrick, what happened? Did he leave?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you, man. Okay. It's just
what are your thoughts?
I'm trying to clear up my thoughts is more along the line. The draft ain't really my specialty, man, but I'm trying to get into all of that, the college players and all of that stuff. But I think that what we've done over the past week or 8 days now, that kind of clears up a lot of kind of issues that we had. And so from what I've seen of this guy, from you and TA and all of that stuff, I wouldn't be disappointed with it, man. I've changed my tune about 3 or 4 times in this whole thing. So I've gone from okay, defensive end. I've never really said cornerback though. So that's the only thing I really haven't said. But I wouldn't be opposed to it, man, because I'm looking at the amount of tackles and tackles for a loss and all that stuff, man. I'm just like, okay, from what I've seen, I like the move, man.
I can tell you this much. John Martin says, but why get him that far up when you can get him later? I think what it is, John, is not saying that you can get him that far up versus getting them later. It's just saying that first of all, it's doing 2 things. It's one is acknowledging that the media watches media, and good media gets you good media. So I think what we're saying is this: if the talent meets a first round talent, it shouldn't matter where you select them. Now, if you think you can get them in a later round, that's what you call gambling. And if you're a gambling person, then by all means, I'll say gamble. I don't have a problem with that. But let's say, for example, that did happen. The question now becomes, have you seen enough of the player to feel comfortable with the pick? And I think that's what we're discussing here, Mr. John Martin. Now, I see that we have some people who say we can get him in the second round, which is Greedy the Amazing. I mean, to say his name like that is kind of cool because that's pretty clever. But we can get him in the second round or third. Might as well take advantage of it and get somebody right tackle. Well, here's the thing. He is getting some looks at some other teams, and particularly in the division. But JMO, you can touch on that, man. Go ahead.
I was going to say, JMO didn't get in.
If they want to get Khalil Hodge, I'm very, very happy with it. I want them to get Khalil Hodge. I just want the fans to understand, just because you think somebody is going to be a second round pick or third round pick, don't mean that's going to happen. Khalil Hodge been going up the draft board so fast. You don't know, man. I've seen teams take players that are great and turn out being great really, really high, and nobody else wanted to take them. They thought they was going to be a second or third round pick. If the guy's the best linebacker in the draft, just take him at 8.
Exactly.
That's just the way I feel.
Okay, and all right, you up, TA? What you got, man?
Yeah, I agree with what JMO was saying on that. Why wait for the guy and take the gamble at the second or the third round when he may not be there? Because we're not the only guy. I mean, I'm sorry about that, guys. We're not the only team that's looking at Khalil Hodge. There's a lot of other teams probably been watching the videos and things of that nature, and they like, Khalil Hodge. Oh, we're gonna steal them from the Lions. The Lions think that they're gonna get him. So you know what I'm saying? I just think that that Khalil Hodge is definitely he's gonna be on everybody's list to be looked at.
No, I think he about to be a first round pick.
Now, here's my thing. This is how I look at it. Okay, when I look at it, I've said this from the very beginning. When I first came onto YouTube doing this, I said it from the beginning that to me it does not matter when you get the player as long as they come in and produce. You can take a kicker. I remember the Raiders took Janikowski, and I was thinking they was crazy. He was drilling almost 70-yard kicks, though.
Right.
And then I look at last year. I look at last year's draft. Everybody kept telling me that Sony Michel is going to make it to the second round, and I kept telling them he's not going to make it to the second round. And as soon as that happened, here comes New England swooping in, taking him. So I think you can get him later, but it's just saying hypothetically, if he's there, do you take him? Now I know Montez Butterfield was out there on the market for a short period of time, beast mode. But I was going to do a video about it, but then I just figured I'd save it for the day. And before I could even talk about Montez Butterfield, he was already swept up with the Raiders. So I totally get that. But I think right, and I think that's what it boils down to. So there's definitely some things going on in terms of that. I just think it's interesting that of all the media outlets out here who had the Lions taking a DN, I have yet to see them have the Lions take anything outside of a DN or a cornerback or a linebacker. And then and not one time did that linebacker name ever come up Khalil Hodge. So just FYI, just saying. Now, on another note, the Lions did sign somebody today, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Let me get in on that. Let me get in.
All right, let's go, Derrick.
It ain't fun if the homies can't have none.
What's up? It's your boy.
Let's go, man. We got the Gridiron Blitz, Derrick P. Field.
We got the Gridiron Blitz. I hope you guys are liking the name change, man.
Yeah, I love the rebrand.
But thank you, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. It's making me more focused and stuff like that. But I gotta say, man, that Malcolm Brown, the Lions wind up signing both the former Rams, man. So I am, I probably would have liked Isaiah Crowell personally, but I am okay with this pick, man. Now, the question that I have is, after you guys tell me how y'all feel about it, is what does that mean for the draft? But I'm okay with it. I'm not going, I didn't really call this one. I wasn't the only one to call this one, but so I just take my bow or whatever. But go check out the video too if you haven't seen it on my Malcolm Brown. But I'm happy with the Lions signing, man.
Okay, JMO. See, JMO got to be the voice of reason, and I'm pretty sure he got a different opinion. I just got a feeling. I haven't talked to him. I ain't talked to him.
Right.
Hey, you know, different opinion. JMO.
Hey, I'm okay with being out.
I'm glad you said that, man. I mean, it was okay. It's nothing special. That's the way I feel. But Malcolm Brown, I mean, he's okay.
I agree.
That's the way I feel about him. But I do like the wide receiver pickup, though. I like that pickup a lot.
Yeah. Now, wasn't Tommy Lee Lewis the one who got pass interference with on that faithful play with the Saints?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because he burnt the crap out that.
But I've been saying for the last 4 years, I've been wanting us to get Deshaun Jackson just because we needed a really speedy receiver
guy,
that could take the top off, and that's what he is. So you add him with Amendola and Powell, they all gonna be competing for a position. If they all make the team, good. If somebody don't, it is what it is. I really do like that pickup. Malcolm Brown is just, to me, a depth move, and he'll be good on the goal line. But
okay, all right. Hey, look, man,
can't knock that. Can't knock the hustle
right now, man.
Yeah, he
been
got
knocking them out. Prove. I'm gonna be playing my own version of fantasy football with y'all, man.
Hey, you gonna be playing FanDuel too?
I'm gonna be playing round table duel.
Here's my view on it. You know, when I look up and I saw that they took him, when I first saw that they had a visit with Spencer Ware, I was very alarmed, because to me, if you bring in Spencer Ware, I was 100% behind the idea that they were not going to draft a running back. So when I saw that they took Malcolm Brown, I was very excited, because I knew running back is still on the table, because I'm pretty sure they gave him a league minimum contract, which means that he's here on a tryout basis. And I'm like, okay, cool. Now the Lions did say they want more of a power back, to go with Kerryon Johnson. But I think what ended up happening was when Spencer Ware didn't sign and I saw Malcolm Brown, I said, oh, well, that's not a power back. He's not, he's not the kind of back that they're looking for in terms of size. And then what jumped out to me, I got people saying, bye-bye, Theo. Yeah, Theo probably gone.
Get him out of here, please.
But I got people, I started looking at it from a more move perspective, and I went back and I looked at who they had for running backs, and I'm like, this was a move that was needed. They're going to carry 3 to 4 running backs this season. And so it was a move that I didn't think was nothing special. I mean, they also signed cornerback Marcus Cooper, but I'm like, that guy.
First, Luke, before you get into that, I want to just elaborate a little bit on the running back, Malcolm Brown.
Go ahead, shoot, man.
Basically the deal with Malcolm Brown is basically the Lions have until Monday to match the deal that with the Rams. Yeah, the Rams have until Monday to match that deal for him to become a Lion. So if they don't match the deal on Monday, the Rams, then definitely he's going to be a Lion. But if they do match it, he's going back to LA.
Well, here's the thing, and I think Greedy the Amazing have a good question. He says, why we never took a look at Randall Cobb? I think what you are saying. That's a good question. I think what you are saying is this: Randall Cobb. It comes down to cost at this point, and so Randall Cobb is going to look at the contract that Golden Tate got and say, "I know I'm close to that, if not better." He's going to argue that, and I don't think Randall Cobb would take a 1-year try it out deal with the free agent market being so open. Now, I personally think that
Randall Cobb get hurt all the time.
Yeah, somebody said that Cobb is garbage in the that was beast mode. I wouldn't say garbage.
Beast mode.
Yeah, beast mode says garbage. Travis says Cobb.
I think Aaron Rodgers made him look better than he is, man.
And I agree with that, but I think when you look at it, it comes down to the money, man. If you follow the money, you can find out a lot of this stuff that I even do. That's pretty much my secret. I just follow the money. And these what you're starting to see is as we get into closer to the draft, people are starting to set those draft boards and maneuver in a way that allows for them to make decisions in the draft if they miss on something. So when you see them pick up a running back, or pick up a cornerback, a receiver, those aren't guys that you should be expecting to be on the team. Those are camp bodies. Those are people that they want to have in training camp. So the guys that they really want on the field are not hurt. So,
because you're right about that, because there's going to be a lot of camp battles going on anyway.
Absolutely. And so the Trey Williams is, the Trey Williams of the world, the Marcus Coopers of the world, the Charles Washington of the world, those are guys that you have in there for practice, and they're going to probably be released. So, those are just the things I look at. Now, Williams Coral says, what about a running back in the 5th round?
That's fine.
Or Miles Sanders. I don't think they're going to wait that long to get a running back.
No, I don't personally. So
and if they did wait that long, I don't think Miles Sanders falls to the 5th round.
No.
But I personally would not want Miles Sanders. I think he dances too much in the backfield. That's just me.
Hey, now I got a question, Luke.
Go ahead.
I got a question for you. Did you get a chance to see the running back from Temple, Raquel Armstead? What do you think about this guy?
I got a chance to see that running back a whole like a Khalil Hodge was destroying them.
Yeah, I saw them go against Buffalo. I did see that. I definitely saw
I got a chance to see him a whole lot. And to be honest with you, what you're starting to see with that is I think he's a good back. I thought he was solid. Yeah, I think he's a good back. Now, if you're talking about a 5th or 6th round back, he's probably in that range. Now, JMO. See, yeah. JMO to me be having these views that I just think are so far out of the box, and I kind of like them. So listen, JMO. hypothetically, let's say that for some reason Khalil Hodge ends up going to Green Bay or Chicago. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Did you hear that sigh? I heard the sigh of depression. Well, see, in a situation like that, I turn reverse. I was like, oh, well, then Danny Mendola's going to be frying him. He don't want to see Kenny Galladay. Stafford going to carve him up. Give my team some confidence, but I would secretly be hurt. I mean they already got Roquan. If he went to the Bears, I would be seriously destroyed.
I feel you. I think that would be.
You got Khalil Mack over there, so.
The Packers, he's not going to have much effect on them because they linebacking core is not really good at all, and they lost Jake Ryan and Perry. I'm like, their linebacking core is not that good.
They haven't signed Clay Matthews back yet.
Now listen to this. I just think this is very interesting. I don't know if there's any association to this, but I see somebody whose name is John Hodge who says Khalil Hodge is the best defensive player in the draft. John, I don't know if you related to him or not, but I agree with you, homie. And then I've seen a lot of people ask questions about Bryce Love. I'm going to address Bryce Love, but the one name that I keep seeing pop up, and John Martin put him out there, which is, what about Higdon? I don't want no running back from Michigan. When I watched Higdon, he was fumbling. It seemed like to me every time.
Man, hey, Luke, hold on. I gotta come in. I gotta come in for Higdon a little bit, man. He was not all that bad,
Jones, man. Though.
Let's go, TA.
Higdon. I
like the wide receivers. I like the wide receivers.
I can get with certain positions, but I'm gonna let Mr. TA talk about Higdon because I've told TA repeatedly that Higdon is not who you think he is. Okay, I'm just from what I've seen, if he ain't fumbling, he's not picking the right holes that he's supposed to, and you can't have that with a football player who's running the ball. Now those zig balls, you know how I feel about him, Bugs.
That's your guy. Hey, Luke, that's your guy.
That's your guy. That's
the film tell me. But I'm just saying, when it comes to Higdon, I'll let you talk about Higdon because everything I'm gonna say is gonna sound real critical. So go ahead, TA.
Okay, basically, dang man. Basically, with Karan Higdon, man, I just feel that, you know what I'm saying, he fumbled sometimes, you know what I'm saying, but he was very he was come on, Luke.
Sometimes
he was very productive, man. And actually the Lions they're setting up a meeting. The Lions are setting up a meeting with him and Gary. So I'm sorry, man. This Luke. This is
no, man. I gotta agree with him as a Michigan fan. Higdon is not that good. Who was the running back before him? He was way better.
Listen. I'm just being honest, man. Like if you tell me, if you say Winovich, I'll give you one of these. Tell me Winovich. You tell me long. I'll give you one of these. The minute you say that man Higdon name, we got to get some sense into you. You got to pay attention. I mean, it's just one of them things where I look at it and I'm just saying to myself that when I watch Higdon, man, I'm telling you, he's not the kind of running back you want to bring to your team. He's a complimentary back for somebody, but I'm like Lions Roar 74. I can have Bryce Love, I can have so many other people. And I'm a Lions fan. A Michigan fan. But I'm Michigan State first, but don't get me twisted. But I'm a Michigan fan when we go against anybody else. Oh man!
You got to slap for that.
Now. Don't have us on the round table debating about how we just did what we did in that basketball game. You don't want to upset.
Hey, what happened to y'all last year though? So I don't want to hear nothing.
Oh, so you want to go? hold on.
Y'all got your little revenge, but don't remember what happened.
Hold on. It's funny to me because see, I know they're gonna start something, but I'm gonna make it quick and simple. If what you take to win this debate is to go to last year, let's talk about the year before that, the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that, and then we can really talk about it.
We can really talk about it because y'all been underachieving, but we don't have to go there.
Yeah, they've been underachieving.
All right, listen up, guys. Can we take a moment to appreciate the greatness that just happened today with Mr. TA from Nova Sports Entertainment, man?
Yeah, you got 1,000 subs.
Yes, man.
Congratulations, TA. Now I'm gonna say something real quick.
Really quick.
Go ahead, man.
John Hodge says, my cousin is a student athlete and an instant impact player. Mr. Hodge, tell your cousin that I said what up though, because I want people to know.
Lou, you winced out on me, man.
Listen. I want people to know that I'm in huge support of Khalil Hodge. So we're gonna leave it at that. But go ahead, man. You got the flow, Derrick.
All right, let me just take, because I don't want to get Luke get mad if you get off topic, man. Yeah. So I'm just gonna take a minute. I'm just gonna take a minute to say that the 1,000, man, people get it twisted as to what the 1,000 means. It's not about money and ads and all that stuff. It's about a grind. Right. And that's it's amazing to have 1,000 plus people that are interested in what you're doing. I mean, from 100 to 200, it doesn't matter how many people that you have that want to talk, want to know what you're doing. So it ain't about that. It's just about the grind. And TA, say something about it, man. Just say a little bit about it.
The grind is real, man. Definitely. I've been doing it for like a couple years now. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get, you get stressed out from doing it. Sometimes people like to say you don't know what you're talking about in the comment section, and then you tell them you don't know what you're talking about. But at the same time, man, it's a grind, you know what I'm saying? And I love it. The reason why I do it because I'm passionate about it, and I'm gonna state my opinion. It's my channel, and I'm gonna state what I want to say, and I'm gonna say what I need to say, you know what I'm saying, about the teams that I feel I need to say them about. But definitely, you know what I'm saying? It's fun. I love it. And I love everybody that subscribed to the channel. And definitely, man, we're going to continue to grow, man. So definitely, I'm pushing for Luke G.
I just had to throw that out there,
before you do that. I'm pushing for Luke G to get to 1K and also 313 JMO as well. They will get there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Now, John Martin, I want you to stay here. Okay, I want you to stay here because John Martin says, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, cool. I have no problem with people disagreeing with me. And right there on that note, we going to open the phone lines up. John, I want you to call in.
It's right on time. That's right on time, man.
And I want you to tell me, what am I missing? Because I am a very open-minded person to hearing a different point of view and stuff like that.
He said he trolling, man. He said he trolling.
At least he's telling the truth.
I was going to give you an open invite to come in and do whatever you want. So let me put this phone number out there. It's 248-294-0610. That's 248-294-0610. Because if it's up to me, Khalil Hodge is going to be in the Lions uniform. Like I already got his number and everything. You know,
I would just take
number 54.
I wouldn't take no risk, no chances. If I think he's the best linebacker, I'm taking him. That's just the way
it's just that simple. I mean, if you think about it, I'll give you a perfect example. The Seattle Seahawks one year, everybody had them taking an offensive lineman, and there was a player that I was really high on, and I think he had a pretty good NFL career, and that was Bruce Irvin. And they took him. And everybody said, oh, they reached until they saw what he did for them. And then they said, well, I guess they didn't reach. And to me, it's about getting the pick right. So he said, put it in the comments and I will call up 920 area code. Bet it up. I'm going to put it in the comments, the phone number again, so everyone can see it. And again, the phone lines are open. That's 248-294-0610. And I'm just saying, like,
now, John, is he a first-time caller? Is he a first-time caller?
He would be a first-time caller. Yeah, John Martin would be a first-time caller. And like I said, even if he agrees, call in, man. It don't make me no difference.
So what do you think about this wide receiver pickup, though?
Come on, man. Don't be sighing like
Look,
that.
I'm telling you, man, he is hard to please, man. I'm telling you.
It's the film, man. It's the film that we go with that gets my attention. And like I said, I think he has a chance to get on the team. But I think Detroit is what they're trying to do is they're trying to get bigger receivers who can fit within the scheme that has a particular set of skills. And when I look at the receiver, you're talking about Tommy Lee, right? When I look at him, I feel like he's either a special teams guy or a camp body. They didn't give him a contract that exceeds that league minimum like that. So to me, he's a camp body. You know,
What are his contract details? What are his details? I didn't know. I don't know.
I think it was undisclosed.
Now listen. I think, and I'm probably gonna pronounce his name, but Mr. Wesley says he's a little better than Stephon Logan is. Tommy Lee is, and he also said that we need to get Adderley from Delaware. I believe if the Lions trade down, they're taking a tight end. So we got our first call coming in.
Okay.
Welcome to Luke G's Fear Review. What up, though? Who this?
Yeah, what up, man? This is John.
John called in, ladies and gentlemen. John called in. What's going on, man? What's going on?
I'm a little upset, but I'm good.
You say you're a little upset?
Yeah.
Okay, talk to me, man. What you got for us?
No, man, I'm just sick of all this talk, man. We need a number 2 corner. Can we please discuss that? That is the biggest problem in the world. I am sick of getting burnt every freaking time up the weak side.
Okay.
For no reason. Bum ass Neville Lawson, Tease Tabor. When are we going to bring in somebody that's actually going to do something?
Now, John. John, I'm gonna give you an answer. I don't want you to judge me on this, okay? They did bring that number 2 in. I think Coleman is going to be our number 2 cornerback.
Yeah, I saw that signing and I liked it, but I heard he was a slot corner, so I'm not sure how he was.
Yeah, but who's paying slot corners $9.5 million?
You said what? I didn't hear you.
Who's paying a slot corner $9.5 million? So that tells me that they're going to trust him and give him a chance to try it out at the number 2. And then based on what Bob Quinn said, he's going to give Tease Tabor a chance, at least another opportunity to prove that he still got his value.
I do not want to hear Tease Tabor.
Listen.
We knew it when we drafted him. We came to Florida. He was slowing down.
Chill on Tease Tabor.
He's still on Tease. Man,
listen, John, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah, Tease got to go.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just simply saying, John, that they're saying that they're going to give him a chance to earn his spot before they cut him. And what that tells me is that tells me that Coleman is more than likely our number 2, and that tells me that they're going to draft for a slot receiver. And that slot receiver, I got a video. I'm doing a film study on him now. I'll drop it soon, but I can assure you that your number 2 corner is going to be Justin Coleman.
Okay. And what was your thoughts on outside linebacker? Because I know Jared Davis is locking up the middle. Or should he move to outside and then draft the middle linebacker?
I tell you what I'm going to do is I got some more calls coming in. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let some of the other people answer it, and then I'm going to answer the question for you, man. I appreciate the call, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna pass that one off to JMO. JMO, how you feel about the outside linebacker position? Because his concern is valid. You know, I have my view.
I do want to say one thing. When Coleman was at the Patriots, he played outside. So,
absolutely.
Okay, now about the outside corner, I'm not trying to. I like Jared Davis in the middle. Okay. I'm not trying to move him. I want him to be in the middle since we drafted him. That's why I want Khalil Hodge, because injuries come into play and sometimes matchups come into play. Khalil Hodge is a linebacker that can play all 3 positions.
I agree with that. What about you, Derrick? What say you?
No, I'm doing something else, man.
Okay, my bad. Okay,
go ahead and pass it. Yeah.
TA, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, what say you about the outside position? Because I can tell you what my thoughts are on the outside linebacker position as well.
I mean, I thought about, only because the speed purpose, the only reason why I would probably move Davis to the outside, but I could keep him in the middle and definitely, get somebody that can play all three positions. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's very versatile.
Now it's something you just hit on that I think I want, and this is for you, John. There's something that TA just hit on, and the word is versatility. And when we first hired Bob Quinn said there are 5 characteristics, five characteristics that he wants in a player. Okay, and those 5 characteristics are as follows, because I want people to be clear about what our general.
Did you write them down, Luke?
I did write them down. Because
wait,
man,
were they
Luke
sitting by the
for
computer,
no
bro? I
games.
mean, I see, man.
Listen,
he had a
I'm
sticky
just
note
telling
on the
you,
computer.
he says the 5
after that, they got something good going on in the chat that I want to talk about.
Absolutely, but this is what he said. He said the 5 characteristics is football IQ, a high football IQ at that. He said they had to be a high character, a passionate player. He says they had to be competitive, and the number one thing they must be is versatile. And when you think of those 5 characteristics, what that tells me is if you get a guy like Khalil Hodge or TJ Edwards, there's a versatility there. Even Devin White has this bit of versatility there. And so in terms of fixing the outside linebacker position, they're going to fix that via the draft. Okay, they're going to address it via the draft. I'm hoping it's Khalil Hodge, but we can only hope and pray for so long. And when I look at those 5 characteristics, in my opinion, Khalil Hodge meets those standards in every level. So, that's just me, John. Again, phone lines. I know I had to clear the phone lines out because they was kind of blowing up, but the phone lines are now open. They're 248-294-0610. Now, JMO, you said you saw something in the chat you want to address on?
Yeah, in the chat they were talking about this, which is very interesting. It's going to be hard for you, I know. If we could get TJ Hawkinson or Khalil Hodge at 8, and like those are the 2 guys that the Lions want in a perfect world, we like one of these 2 guys.
Okay.
What do you think we should do, and what do y'all the round table want us to do in that situation?
Oh, man, that question wasn't hard for me at all. Y'all can take it. Trust me. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, if I have Khalil Hodge there and TJ Hawkinson, I'm taking TJ Hawkinson because I want to see the Detroit Lions run the ball. It's just that simple. And the teams who are winning and winning the division are running the ball, and we have to be able to run this ball. Period. Point blank. And if we're not running the ball, we got a problem. And so to me, I'm taking whoever gives me the chance to run the ball. And I love me some defensive players, but I want to run that ball. Now we do got a caller really quick. Caller, welcome to Luke G's Field Review. What up, though? And who is this?
What up, Crimson Air, man?
We got the Crimson Shadow in the building. What up, though, man? What you got for us?
Just got on here. I don't know how long you've been on live stream for.
About 37 minutes.
I just saw we picked up a call. Huh?
About 37 minutes, not that long.
Anyways. What about McComb Brown? We just picked him up. Any thoughts on him, really?
Yeah, we talked about him. I think what you're seeing with him is he's here on a tryout basis. I think what I think that because the thing is they haven't announced what his contract is, and when that doesn't come out, it tells me that it's going to probably be a 1-year minimum. Now, if that thing say 2 years, we're not drafting. Yeah. So he's here to earn a spot. Now, keep in mind, earlier in the show, TA did bring it up that the Rams do have a chance to match that offer and retain Malcolm Brown. Yeah.
Okay, but I heard that they don't want nothing to do with him.
So
like that's what
that
they have no interest.
Pick him up and just hit the franchise tag.
Right. And it's a strong possibility that could happen. But in my opinion, I think he's going to be just another camp body. They're going to let Kerryon get his workout in, but they don't want him doing nothing until the season starts. So he's going to get a lot of the workout reps, and they're going to give him a chance to earn a spot on this team. In my opinion, that's what I think is going to happen when it comes to Malcolm Brown.
Fair enough there. I also got a text from my buddy. Is it true Clay Matthews went to the Rams?
I haven't heard that.
It's something in the chat that's talking about that.
He was a free agent. That's all I know.
Matthews just went to the Rams. That's what my buddy just texted
now,
me.
That could be true because like I said, I haven't checked because I do know that the Rams are in trade talks with the Dallas Cowboys to trade outside linebacker / DN Robert Quinn. But if that happens, then yes, the Clay Matthews one will make sense in my opinion. And thank God that
Yep. All right, let me get in, Luke. Let me get in.
Like
9:02 p.m. Longtime Packers.
You
can tell them.
Yeah, but yeah, we got some more calls coming in. I'm gonna let you go unless you got one more thing for me. And then
yep, I won't hold them up, man.
Okay,
anyway,
man. We appreciate the call, man. All right, go ahead, man. Shoot that.
All right, let me get in, Luke.
Shoot, Derrick.
All right, it says 902 that Clay Matthews is from NFL.com, that he is going to the Rams for a 2-year deal with a max of $16.75 million. So they're gonna drop more about that $16 million later, but reported 2-year deal with a max of $16.75 million. So he is indeed a Ram.
And the Cowboys also just signed Randall Cobb. So there's no need to even question the Randall Cobb thing anymore. The Cowboys did sign Randall Cobb.
Wow.
And I'm just going to be honest.
That means we're going to get Malcolm Brown then. They're not about to match that now.
And so that means that I'm pretty sure that Malcolm Brown is scot-free. They're not going to match no offers after they just pay Clay Matthews. Now, let me just say this.
I told you. I said it. I said that.
Well, let me just say this, okay? And this is just my honest opinion about this. What you see the Rams doing is they're trying to buy a championship, okay?
Yeah,
and I'm
absolutely
cool with that. I'm cool with that. If you want to try to buy you one, and you think that you can achieve it because you believe it, then go on out and break your bank trying to buy it. But what you're going to see happen is they have a very small window to try to make this work. And then after that, it's going to be a whole lot of exposing coming along with people missing out and having some failed issues. Now, I'm going to just be honest with you. I do not want to see the Lions do that. I don't.
Well,
I don't want to see the Lions do that.
The Rams got quarterback issues, though. That's why they can't buy a championship.
I mean, absolutely. But the thing is this, they're still trying to buy it. I mean, you think about last year, they brought in Marcus Peters, they brought in Khalil, they brought in Suh, they brought in Flowers. They just repaid Flowers $14 million for 1 year. I mean, and what I'm looking at for the teams who tried to buy those championships, when it was all said and done and they didn't win, their cap was messed up for years to come.
Right. I remember back in the days, Washington tried to do the same thing. Try to get all those players on one team.
The Eagles kind of did that, and it worked out for them.
Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, phone lines is 248-294-0610. Every so often, I got to clear it just to make sure that the system is acting right. This is the worst system I ever used in my life, but it's what I have to use at this moment. So
I want to know why y'all going on Clay so hard, man. He a divisional foe, or he was.
You want to see him going,
but y'all going hard on Clay, man. I'm looking at this dude's stats. He was an Iron Man, dude. He 32.
Lord Jesus.
I mean, but Clay
okay, look what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he old, man. But listen, he old. He 32. He's 32.
Yeah, they shouldn't have.
LeGarrette Blount was 32.
I don't know what they was thinking.
Now, John Martin asks, is Ha still on the market? No, John Martin, he signed with the Chicago Bears. So he's already off the market. And Greedy, the Amazing says Rams are a season away from rebuilding. Bruce Holmes says Giants tried to do that too, and it didn't work. I just look at it and I just don't think that it would be worth the hassle. Now, Sweden 88 says, Luke, should we bring back Suh if he's cheap? He's not going to be cheap. If he is, I would love to have Suh back. I didn't want to see him go.
Okay, man. Suh can kick rocks wherever he at, man.
Oh, wow.
Suh can come on right back over
look,
championship.
Hold on, fellas.
Y'all Lions fans too.
Hold
on. Let's Derrick explain his point of view, and then when he's done, I'll destroy him afterwards. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Man, he's gonna annihilate you, man.
Luke know what's up, man. Hey, I don't care nothing about Luke and his facts and all that stuff.
I'm talking.
Go
ahead. This is why you don't want. Go ahead.
Go ahead and destroy. This is why I don't want. Listen, I don't want anybody like Suh near my team. Now y'all can blow me up in the comments. Hey, listen, man. Go ahead. Give me another one, Luke. Give me another one. You're gonna be punching me all the time.
Give me two.
All right. So here's where I'm at. All right. So here's where I'm at. This is all. You're right, JMO. All emotion, man. All emotion. And tell you the truth, I'm like, all right, I don't have his stats pulled up because I don't even care. But he don't want to be here. So therefore, I don't want you here. I don't want you on my team. I don't want nobody who don't want nothing to do with the Detroit Lions on the Detroit Lions. You feel what I'm saying? I don't care how good you are. Hold on. I don't care how good you are.
Go ahead.
That's my whole point. It ain't about Suh's ability.
Yeah.
It's about the fact he don't want to be here. I'm gonna tell you what I got in my head. 2014, they lose against the Cowboys. He on the podium. He can't even get out. You can't ask him nothing about the future. You know why? Because he knew he was leaving. And even though he all big bad Suh, and his sister wanted him to leave Detroit.
No, that's me.
That's
my bad.
Okay. So even though he didn't really want to be here and blah blah blah, I feel like that all of that was just, I don't want nothing to do with him, man. And that's it. So yeah, that's all emotion, no talent. I'm not looking at his skill at all, because if you don't want to be somewhere, I feel like you're not gonna give it all you got. And you saying that Ziggy, you know what I'm saying? Like, just my last point. You saying that Ziggy, he kind of was like, all right, I'm not going to play full this year after y'all gave me $17 million because I'm looking forward to next year. I feel like Suh going to do something similar. He had a chance to come back last year and he didn't. So why would I want him back? Okay. At that point, we like, come on back, guys. Come on, please.
Hey, so he's supposed to be getting a condo here or something like that, right? In Detroit?
Yeah, that's because he got some business.
Now, JMO, I'll let JMO go ahead and address it. Go ahead, JMO. You up?
It's a misconception about Suh not wanting to be here, because if Suh didn't want to be here, you probably didn't even see the article where he was talking about the Lions was the best team he ever been on, and he didn't want to leave. He said the Lions didn't really want him, and we got to remember how the police officers used to treat Suh. They used to pull him over. They used to terrorize him just for no reason. This is the people in our own city. They ridiculed him and hated him a lot. But still, after all of that, Suh got positive things to say about the Lions. It's a lot of players that, like, after, if it ended how it ended with Suh, they'll be bashing us. He don't got nothing bad to say. And if he want to come here, that tells me that he wants to be here. There is no way he's coming to this team for a payday. It's only to be here. And seeing how he was when he was on the Rams, he's completely different. You playing around somebody like Aaron Donald, that changes you. It's not the same old guy that, they'll stop stumping on people, man.
Yeah, I think he matured a little bit.
Before you get in, if that Suh comes here, fine. If that Suh comes here, I'm okay with that, because he'll be he can fill in. But if the Suh that left in 2014 comes here, I don't want anything to do with him. And that's all I'm saying,
man. Here's the thing. I want you to understand something. All right, Derrick. And I think what you're seeing is this idea that he doesn't want to be here. And if he didn't want to be here, which I knew that one of his issues was, he's like, man, why am I seeing like I get pulled over more here than I do anywhere else? I mean, he was getting pulled over for everything. Your windows too tinted, your car door like it might be open,
which is a crime. That's a crime. Tinted windows is a crime,
right? But I'm saying, once you realize why they're tinted, you should be able to say, okay, not ticket him. Okay, you clearly know he can be a target, and it's for safety purposes. Now, stay with me.
Yeah.
The biggest things was the fans, and I think JMO hit the nail on the head. The fans and the way he was treated here will not make somebody not want to be here. And I did a whole video about that for a reason. Now, the question that was asked of us,
that was your question. The fans used to love Suh, man, at the game.
No. Listen. A particular radio show host got people gassed up, and they was acting a fool. And it didn't just happen to him. It happened to Glover Quinn. It happened to Eric Ebron. The only person it didn't happen to was Golden Tate. Golden Tate was the man when he walked through in Detroit. But when it Calvin Johnson and Barry were the man. But I'm saying when it came to Suh, he was treated a certain way.
Calvin got.
Now hold on, wait a minute. The question that was asked of us is if he wants to come here for cheap. And when the question is cheap, it's not financially based, and he comes here for cheap, then the question about him not being here or wanting to be here anymore is now null and void, because he came for cheap. And that's where we should put the focus at. If he comes here for cheap, then that's one thing different. That's the only reason when I said, let me go ahead and give you your point, then I do it. But I think as a whole, I think is if he chose to come here and it was a cheap deal, you could not say he didn't want to be here.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Yeah, but that we have yet to see that.
So,
but if we got to pay him, that's another story.
And he said,
okay. Again, the telephone number is 248. Because I keep on missing calls, and that's my fault. But the telephone number, it is my fault. I see it pop up, but then I'd be like, wait a minute, we in a conversation. But the number is 248 248-294-0610. That's 248-294-0610. I'll also put it in the chat so y'all can see the number and call in. Trust me, you won't be judged. Just keep it clean and we good to go. Now we got a call coming in.
Man, that was quick.
Welcome to Luke G's Field Review. What up, though? Who this?
Hey, it's the Swede.
Swede, what's going on, man? What you got for us?
All right, so about Suh, I was reading Bleacher Report. They were saying so the Dolphins paid him a lot, and the Rams paid him even less than the Dolphins. So the longer he's lasting in the NFL, the least he's getting paid. So I'm not saying like cheap, dirt cheap, but I think we could get him for a lot cheaper than what the Rams and the Dolphins paid for him. And I think Detroit would want him back, except for the comments he was making about how Goff is the best quarterback he's ever played with. That was some high school drama shit. Just ragging on Stafford.
Hey, that's two. That's two, Luke.
Stafford.
And saying that, like, who cares? You're not even associated with your quarterback. You're on the defense. Anyway, so, but, I mean, I think we could possibly get him for cheap, but I'm not too into getting a bunch of free agents because now all Lions fans are getting really hyped up over Trey Flowers and Amendola and Justin Coleman, and Lions fans keep getting hyped up every season, and then we keep getting let down. So I'm playing devil's advocate because we don't even know what's the offensive coordinator's name. We're not even too familiar with him because we thought Jim Bob Cooter was our savior, and now we're thinking the same thing over again with this guy. So, but I think we can get Suh for cheap.
Okay. Well, look, I'm gonna hang up and we're gonna address your questions and all your concerns, man. We got some more calls coming in. So I'm trying to keep it moving, but I do appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate your time. Now, listen.
Yep.
Let me talk about this. I do think that there's a hype as it pertains to the offensive coordinator, and things could be different. But I think that hype is coming from the idea that it's totally different if you got an offensive coordinator coming in trying to create this super passing game. They're talking about running the ball. You talk about turning around, handing the ball off to the running back, and running the ball. And I do think Suh could come here cheap, but the question becomes, will he be willing to come here cheap? And then that's a whole nother situation. And as you can see right now, if you pay attention to the people in the chat, we still got fans who like, no, he just want to get paid. We don't need him. So at the end of the day,
he's going to want at least 10 or better.
Right. And so those are the things that play into it. Now, what say you, TA, as it pertains to the Detroit Lions offensive coordinator and possibly the hype of him and Trey Flowers and Suh?
What you said with the hype of Flowers and
with the hype of Flowers and Suh.
The possibility of Suh.
And the possibility of Suh too.
Crimson again. Sorry, I had to call back for this one.
Oh man, okay. What's going on, Crimson?
You caught my attention when you brought up the Lions fans. The last guy also caught my attention as well.
Okay.
Just I might say, the one thing I've always said about Lions fans, and I think you would probably agree with me on this one, we are the most two-faced jackass to really in a fan base. We love them when they win, but we absolutely freaking hate them when they lose. When we hate in this city, we can rival Philly. We do not.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's true.
I don't blame them. That's the thing. I get it. I mean, you can also look at the Browns fans. At least when they hate, they don't hate the players. They just hate something else completely. We just hate the players.
Right.
Brown fans just hate the team and organization. We honestly, at this point, I don't really know what other fan base is similar to us than Philly.
I mean, again, I appreciate the call, but you got the yo dialing fingers is fast, man. You got the
is no joke,
bro. Listen, I literally
let TA respond, and then I got something to say about that.
So, but yeah, we gonna clear it out, man, and I'm gonna let it ride, man. I got you.
All right, who want to go first?
What was your question?
I do want to say something about.
I'll let the one get the call. That one.
All right, for sure, man. Appreciate it, man. I mean, that man. Listen, he got the world's greatest phone. Oh, he got some of the fastest fingers. Either way, somebody happy with him. I could promise.
Man, you on speed dial, man.
Listen, we're gonna start off with TA. We're gonna switch it up. What is your thoughts on the fans and how they approach Ndamukong Suh? And if he came back here, how do you think the fans would treat him?
I think the fans would embrace Suh. You know what I'm saying? Because the realization of it is that a lot of people didn't really want to see him go because Suh gave us that bad boy identity a little bit. You know what I mean? Right. That Piston type of identity. He gave us that. You know, even though he was doing some bonehead stuff in the games and things of that nature, he gave us that mental toughness that we didn't have. You know what I mean? And I just think that like a lot of Detroit fans would embrace him if you bring him back. Definitely when I used to go to the Lions games, the fans they used to call out his name, Suh. That's all I used to hear in the crowd. Every time he made a play, you would hear his name throughout the stadium. So the fans loved him. They hated him when he left because they felt like, why are you leaving us? You know what I mean? Because we get attached to personalities. So when we get attached to somebody, it's kind of hard to let them go.
So let me get this straight. Your belief is that the fans loved him, but when he left is when the hate started.
When the hate started coming in, like, you know, because it's like he's leaving us.
No.
He's leaving us.
No,
you don't agree with that, Lou?
Listen, I wish I could agree with you. I really do wish I can agree with you.
I told you he don't agree with nothing.
That's cool.
It's not that, but this is what it is. I'm getting ready to do something. I'm gonna let JMO answer the question, and I'm finna set something up, and then we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out about Suh. Okay, so
from your perspective,
how do you?
No, I'm gonna be honest though. I do agree with TA to an extent because I mean, when Suh was here, people loved him. The only thing they hated about Suh is when he held the team back with penalties and their so-called dirty player mentality. But man, look at the bad boy Pistons. Do I need to talk about them?
Right. That's what I said. He brought that to the Lions.
You know, Isaiah Thomas, you know, punching Rick Mahorn, it didn't affect him. Like, come on, man. But like, we love that when you're doing well and you're winning us championships like the bad boys did. And I think a lot of fans thought he left for the money. Simple as that. But I will say, I think what TA said about the fans turned on you. I think a lot of people turned on Calvin, and I can't stand it.
Yeah, a lot of people did turn
on Calvin. I can't, like, they just let Barry alone. And he's cool.
No, they didn't.
But everybody turned on Calvin, man. And I just don't like that at all.
Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Okay? Let's be honest. I think what you see is this. You get some people who wanted Calvin gone because they saw the decline. And it's hard to watch somebody that you love decline like that. And I think that's why you saw them having a little bit of resentment towards him. Now, in the case of Suh, and I'm just trying to cue it up because I truly want people to hear it. Okay. In the case of him, I don't think that was the case. Now, I do notice that Mr. John Hodge said if you had in Suh, Snacks, Khalil Hodge, that defense nasty. Absolutely, it would be.
Yeah, that defense would be crazy.
That's Super Bowl defense right there.
Now, let me see if this is the video. So y'all hear this, people? Okay. Now, I'm going to give you the second part of this interview. If y'all can hear this, let me know.
I'm out of line by asking that. Do not tell me that it is not an Ndamukong Suh issue when the last 2 weeks have been Ndamukong Suh issues. What happened on Thanksgiving Day and what took place when he went home made it an Ndamukong Suh issue. I did not attack. I did not try to overly pry. This is a weekly interview.
That's good.
This is a weekly spot with us. We've talked to this guy, and we actually kind of like the guy, and we talk to him every week. This is the opportunity for us to ask the questions that need to be.
Now, if y'all are wondering what you're listening to, this is Ndamukong Suh, who just had an interview with Mike Valenti, where he decided to start asking these random questions, and this is what the fans' reaction after the interview with a particular local radio show host. Listen to the fans, and you tell me the fans.
You guys are the fans. You don't get that audience. I'd like to think we asked the questions you wanted us to ask, but the last part of it, I'm sorry, and Terry, I do apologize if I caused a rough ending to that interview.
That's all right.
But don't tell me it's not about you. You and then did a half apology on Facebook. It is about him.
Now,
It did become about him. But
let
Mike,
me move this a little bit.
The jury. Oh, don't say
here
that.
we go.
Okay.
Here go the calls,
people.
Y'all say that these fans love this man. Listen to this.
248-539-9797. Okay? Don't prejudice people. Let them roll 97.
What? Hold on. Hey, Luke.
97.
Look, okay, so we don't have the contents though. Like we don't have the conversation.
So here's the
content. You know what I'm saying?
So this is the Mike Valenti and Terry Foster interview with Ndamukong Suh after the Thanksgiving game in 2000 and I want to say 11. And this was after Ndamukong Suh.
That was one of Stafford best seasons.
When he stepped on the Green Bay Packers player.
The ankle or something, yeah.
And what I wanted to do was show y'all that the fans hated this guy. And I want to show y'all what happens when this particular radio show host gets on, gets them all riled up. You notice he gave a nice little moxie conversation. And
I hate this dude, bro.
Now watch this.
man.
And he's done an interview with Ndamukong Suh.
Now watch this. And I'm just saying that this show, just like the same thing, like when I put the video up about Joey Harrington, I had so many people who hit me up and said, "Oh, Joey Harrington wasn't good. It ain't had nothing to do with the Lions because when he left the Lions and he went to the Dolphins, he wasn't good." And I said, "Well, were you aware that his head coach quit in the middle of the season, Nick Saban, and went to Alabama?" And then I didn't get no response.
Dang, wow, I forgot about that.
And then somebody else came back and they said, "Well, he didn't do anything with the Atlanta Falcons." And I said, "Oh, okay. But are you aware that his head coach quit in the middle of the season in the Atlanta Falcons?" I can't make this stuff up, people. He quit on them. And when this happened, the guy ended up leaving to go to college. It was Petrino. So I'm just saying, two teams took them, and two teams coaches quit in the middle of the season and had new coaches come in. And you act like that doesn't affect the player's career. I just think it's crazy to have such a thought process to it. But again, this interview with Suh.
I see my email.
This interview with
my
Suh
Twitter. I
simply
take the phone calls daily
for the fans to hear the conversation.
That far.
Now,
it's very.
Here go the first caller.
Communicate what not only we want, but in a twisted way, we're the voice of the fan. Correct. I see my email. I see my Twitter. I take the phone calls daily. Right.
You ain't no voice of the fan. Get out of here.
Go to Paul 97.
All right, listen.
Hey guys, how you doing?
All right.
You know, all I want. I mean, that's boring. It's heck. He's got a book in front of him that they actually just tell him that. You know, it is an in-house. It's our team. We support that team. We should be able to know what's going on a little bit. And all they had to say is, "Yeah, I sat back and I learned, I got to keep control of my temper," or yeah, I took off from a stop sign, was a little slipper out, I hit a sign, everybody's okay and move on. But he doesn't even go that far. It's boring. I mean, I love your show, but I don't want to listen to that crap.
Well, here's my thing.
Now listen, people. Did y'all hear him say anything about football in that first conversation?
No, man, you don't even need to waste no more time.
I didn't hear anything.
And the reason I'm pointing this out is because I'm telling you, when he was here, these fans were going by stuff that was being said by a radio show that was saying that, "Yo, this is what's going on." Now, hold on real quick. I gotta. Greg Gore says you should start a Discord. I have no clue what Discord is, but I'll look it up. Okay. And if it's something I can do, I'll get with it.
Division.
No, he said.
Okay, so
but there's a division.
All
to
right,
it.
so well, here's the thing. Mike Valenti, and I'm probably gonna catch some slack for this. It might not be politically correct, but I think that Valenti is the R. Kelly of Detroit sports media. You know what that means? He is the pot. He's the piper. That's who he is. Everybody calls in. All right, I've called in, and I love Terry Foster, right. Love him, wish him well on his health. I know he had to retire, but he was just like a little lapdog. It was Mike's show, and Terry was just like the yes man. And I've called in one time, and I had an actual subject to talk about. But to me, I watched Mike's rant about the Giants. And I said, this is what they want. It's like that negative toxic energy that is feeding into the fans, and you driving home and you want your team to win, right? You want some glory. Mike feeds into it for 4 hours and you listen to this on your way home. Then you can't get through the call. Then when you do, it's almost like, you know, you just rant and say whatever. So I believe that, and I'm gonna say this, Luke, because we didn't really get a chance, and y'all can chime in whenever you want to. I forgot who that was that said something about Cleveland. Okay,
No, that was
and how
Shadow.
Detroit, how bad they. Okay, the Crimson Shadow. So Crimson, you remember the game from 2001 where the Browns played the Jags, and it's called Bottlegate, and they were throwing all of them beer bottles on the fans, hitting refs, hitting players, and all of that stuff. I feel like, go look it up. It's 2001, but I feel like Detroit fans, yes, some of us can be overboard. Absolutely. That is why if the Detroit Lions won the Super Bowl, you would have to watch out a little bit. But at the same time, I feel like you got two expansion teams that have never been, two expansion teams that are less than 25 years old that haven't seen a Super Bowl. Okay. Then you've got one team that's been around for a while that haven't seen a Super Bowl. And then you got the Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? So can we get out of control? Absolutely. Do we need to behave ourselves? Yes, we need to represent the city and our families in a more positive way. At the same time, I'm not saying flip the script and turn on people. I'm saying we pay money, which is our fault. We watch the games, which is our fault. We deserve a winning team. We deserve what's happening right now, which is why we get emotional and we flip. That is my opinion on this whole thing. Go ahead.
I want to say one thing. What you said, I 100% agree, because this is the saddest thing about the Lions. Even though we don't even have that one championship, we're literally the Knicks of football. A storied franchise that's just literally a worthless failure. And I said that's tough, but that's just we are. I mean, because I think that's why a lot of people are mad, because if we were the Browns or some of the other expansion teams like the Texans, those teams, that's different. But we are literally one of the 4 first franchises or whatever it is ever created. One of the oldest. Like we've been around here from 1903. And that's why a lot of animosity is towards that stuff. That's all I got to say.
And that's why the Cleveland Browns.
This is the thing that I don't think that many people understand. I think what Crimson was trying to say is that the fan base are a part of this atmosphere. He's trying to say that we're part of this atmosphere, and when the fan base is as bad as it is, and are rooting for things like tanking, every time I turn around, they're talking about tank. And if they ain't talking about tank, they talking about trade. And if they ain't talking about trade, they talking about sell the team. And if your fans is talking like
that's all we know.
If your fans is talking,
exactly.
That's all we know.
If your fans is talking like that, then that's where the problem is coming in at. You can't say you want a winner when you talk like a loser. And that's where the problems come in at.
How do we, hold on, how are we talking like a loser? Because we want somebody who cares.
I'm gonna tell you what I mean, right? Let me tell you what I mean.
I agree with Luke.
So the local radio show host, if you notice, I'm not saying his name and I'm not saying the name of the radio show because I'm not even gonna get him the energy. But I'm just saying that local person.
Okay. Well, stop calling in.
But I gotta correct him and show people that they don't know what they're talking about. So that's why I call in and I gotta correct them. But what I'm pointing out is this: when I go through and that person can come on the radio, and if you and anybody in the chat, tell me if I'm lying. If you don't hear these 4 things on this particular local radio show, sell the team, we need new owners, trade this person, trade that person, tank. These are the things that you always hear from those shows. And this is what I mean by talking like losers. I cannot tell you how many fans were upset. YouTubers were making videos like what they winning for. They shouldn't be winning these games, man. They blowing our draft.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, right. And to me,
that's true.
If you're a winner,
that's true. I was one of them. That's true.
If you're a winner,
and I was one of them that had an issue with you about it too. I was like, "What are you talking about, Tank?"
Okay, and I was one that said no. Absolutely.
no. I know the TA remember. I was not with that talk.
Yeah, me either, JMO. Me either, man. I said that ain't what we about.
Go ahead, Luke.
Now we got a caller. Welcome to Luke G's Field Review. What up, though? Who this?
I'm back again.
Man, how are you doing?
What's up,
man? I have you on speed dial.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
I love your show, man. I mean, seriously.
I love the show.
That's my boy Crimson, man. Man.
Hey, listen, J-Mo, he said, listen, I love your show. He said, you made me believe in Stafford again. He said, we had to talk about it. He said, you and him talked about it, man.
Yeah.
All right.
We had to have a heart-to-heart about that.
We talked about Mikey boy over there, Mike Valeni. My favorite thing is after the while he kept saying that we should be like the Giants. You should be like the Giants. He kept showing interviews of his owners. You see, this is what your owners won't do. This is what he won't do. And now he's starting to flip out because the Odell Beckham trade. He's like,
listen,
like a big baby.
It's okay. You got Golden Tate now.
Hold on, but Crimson, think about this. Crimson, think about this, and I'm not even being funny, right? If you look at this move from a football standpoint, right, and if you take it a step further and look at it from a business standpoint, you picked up a safety replacement for a safety you lost and you wasn't going to pay $85 million for.
Yep.
Right. You picked up a third round draft pick and an additional first round draft pick to get another receiver at a cheaper cost if you want. They can end up taking Marquise Brown. They can end up taking
DK Metcalf.
They can take McCaff. They got options.
They can get Kyler Murray. They can get that. They need to go defense. They can go that.
I think Kyler Murray going one.
Smart about that was he re-signed him. That's the part where I got to say, yeah, you made a bonehead move re-signing him. You're sitting on dead money for doing that.
And that's the thing. That's the thing that we're talking about, and that's why when I bring up, appreciate it, John Hodge. One of the things I bring up is this idea that he's moving the meter for this stuff. And now Sweden asked me a question. He says, Luke, can you blame Lions fans though? We have been terrible since the formation of the NFL. Fans are just sick of it. At least the Browns can look back at the glory days. And here's the thing.
Both franchises is weak.
Right, but here's the thing. I think what Sweden is trying to point out to us, and one of the reasons why this topic is so strong is Sweden is just saying that, can you blame us for being upset? I can't blame you for being upset, but take the emotions out of it and understand that you can't keep talking to the new Lions players about old stuff, and then you want them to do something new. And so my thing is if you want them to be better, create an environment for better to be there.
I think I thought of a team that's similar to the Lions, and I think they're another team that has the Cardinals ever won a Super Bowl. Now I think about it, I think they're just as old.
They've been in the Super Bowl,
but the Cardinals have been. The Cardinals have been in the Super Bowl. So
we haven't been since the Super Bowl era.
They've ever won any?
No, they have. No, they have not won. But they've been in it. And I think what you got is and I love Travis. Travis says SOL should stand for Stafford's our leader. And I think but I think what you're starting to see is I think what you're starting to see is a lot of the fans, they have an emotional attachment to this team. I have an emotional attachment to this team.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons I started the YouTube channel was because I can take the emotional attachment out and see the business side of it. And then on top of it, I can see the football side of it. And so when I go through, I'm giving you things that I know many people are not going to talk about. They're not going to put on front news with what Joey Harrington said, but I am. Because that's telling that he was handicapped like that to be here.
Yeah, because when I started watching football, you got to remember this. When I started watching the Lions, that's where I started. I started in the beginning of Scott Mitchell, Joey Harrington. So when I was a kid, I just saw, that's what I first saw. Again, I just thought I saw a terrible quarterback back then. But then I grew up with the John Kitnas, oh God,
exactly,
Sean Hill.
And see, and look, and again, when you look at that history, and I got to let you go, Crimson, but man, I appreciate the call, man. And again, I think what you see is you see a lot of the fans who do get involved, and that's why when I said you want winners, but you talking like losers, I'm never gonna say tank. I don't.
Luke. Let's look at it like this too. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Totally. Let's look at it from this perspective too.
Okay.
As a fan, you know what I'm saying. You have been. You know what I'm saying. You've been tired of the losing, so you're dealing with two. You're dealing with two fan bases on the Lions. You're dealing with those people that's tired of the Lions losing,
right?
And then because they've been through so much, you know what I'm saying, right. And they want to see the franchise win. All of us want to see the franchise win, but it hasn't happened yet. So it's so much frustration, and everybody's so mad. So that's why they're talking about let's tank.
Well,
let's do this.
I got two rules.
Go ahead, JMO.
I got two rules about Lions fan. One, if you 50 or older and don't believe in the team, I will never blame you and never be angry with you because you've been through too much.
Right, exactly.
Because if you 50 plus, okay. But see, it's a lot of younger fans that are more pessimistic, and this is my one thing. It don't matter We don't know nothing about winning championships. That's why every time Bob Quinn makes a move I don't like or even approve of, I'll be like, I literally say on my channel, what in the world do I know? I don't know nothing about winning no rings.
Right.
And that's you follow the guy who has the rings and the championships because that's how you get them.
Hold on, really quick. If you,
that's true.
We got a caller. He on the phone, holding patiently. I appreciate it. But the one thing I want to point out is this: if let's just say hypothetically, all these teams are just starting out, like sort of like how the AAFL is going on right now.
Yeah,
if they had started out like that, and you got to pick a team, you got to ride with that team when they suck and when they not. You know, and so that's now, caller. You on Luke G's Field Review? What up, though? Who is this?
This is John Martin again, man.
John Martin called in. What up, though, bro?
With the Stafford hate. Oh my God, I'm sick of it, man. Who would you rather have? Freaking Lamar Jackson or something who can't even throw the ball 20 yards? What is the hate with Stafford?
You know the hate.
Hey, you gotta let people be entitled to their opinion, though.
They did an article where we haven't had a 100-yard rusher in whatever years. If you don't have a running game or O-line or anything, you can't blame it on Stafford. He can throw. He can make every throw. He has the arm strength. He's great character. I don't understand why people hate Stafford so much.
You know why? You know why people hate Stafford? Because of two reasons. One, they listen to a lot of the same local radio show. That's one. And two, they go by the last thing that they saw. And so
I live in Green Bay right now. I was born in Detroit, raised in Grand Rapids. I live in Green Bay, and literally every Green Bay Packer fan up here says Stafford is a great quarterback. You guys just need an O-line and a running game.
And you know what's crazy?
Smart.
And you know what's crazy about that? When I travel, when I go to Georgia, when I go to Florida, when I go to Alabama, when I go to California,
I'm in AZ.
You know, I hear everybody say the same thing, but our fan base is listening to one media outlet on the radio. You got to understand, most of us don't have time to watch TV, so that radio can go everywhere we go. And if the radio say he's bad, then guess what? He's bad. That's what the hate is. Because if you
literally, the fans up here, the Packer fans, are scared to play us every year. I go to Lambeau, I go to games, I talk shit every game.
That's three, Luke.
Hey, man, you brave, man.
Anybody else, they're scared. They know that we have a chance to win every time we play.
Now, Greg Gore, man, call in, bro. I'm like, I see you making some very good points, Greg.
I'll hang up now, bro.
I appreciate you, man, for calling in,
Good
man.
stuff, John.
Good stuff, John. Again, I think what John is trying to point out is that hate is only coming from a local standpoint, and that goes back to this idea that I bring up about the fans' opinion. I understand if you're frustrated. I understand if you're upset. I understand if you feel like a certain way. Greg Gore even states in the chat that I've never seen Stafford win nothing in over 10 years. Even though Greg Gore did not mention in that statement that he also never seen Stafford or the Lions in 10 years have a run game. Because they've been last for the majority of the time. And
a consistent run game anyway. They haven't had a consistent run game.
Before you take that call, Luke, before you take that call,
I think the O-line is even worse than the run game.
The O-line is horrible.
Like he ain't never dreamed of an O-line. At least
we spent all this money last year and still don't got a great O-line.
All right, let me ask y'all this in the chat. Let me ask y'all this in the round table. All right. If Stafford, because even I made a rant video on Stafford, I felt like that he looked right at his receiver the entire time, and he threw it like he was playing with his kids, and it got picked off. Okay, but let me ask you this: if two things that we want Stafford to do, and I think that this would change our perspective, is if Stafford showed some emotion about what he's around. Say something. Now, I'm not talking about bury your team and pull a Ben Roethlisberger, throw your people under the bus. Show some fire, man. Be upset. Be upset that you got drafted after an 0-16 season. Be upset that with one of the greatest receivers all time, you couldn't win a playoff game. Right. Be upset that you got a championship winning GM and you on your fourth year of trying to build something. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know how many coaches Stafford has been through already. But I'm saying show some fire. show that because that's what I think.
Look,
if Stafford shows some
we
fire,
got a call, man. They calling in, so
Okay.
I think the teammates see that. The teammates see all that fire. Trust me.
Yeah, but don't you, JMO? Don't you think we need to see that?
Call me DT though. Who do y'all think is going to be the biggest breakout player on the Lions this year? Biggest surprise.
So you want to know who's going to be?
Danny Amendola.
Man, you better stop, bro.
Matt Stafford.
You know I had to get it in.
Matt Stafford.
You have a good question.
It's going to be Matt Stafford.
Hold on, fellas. Wait a minute. So he wants to know who we think is going to be the best one. I'll start off. I'll let them get their answer, and I'll tell you who I think is going to be that breakout guy.
Look, you go first. Luke, you go first, man. I was trying to go first.
They want me to go first, so I'll go first. In terms of that breakout guy, that I think that many people are not going to think is going to be a breakout guy. I believe it is going to be Jarrad Davis, and I'll tell you why. When I watched Jarrad Davis last season, before we had Snacks Harris, where he just had Ashawn Robinson, he was trying to find gaps, and it wasn't enough for him to find. So he was, it looked like he was getting exposed. Then lo and behold, they trade and they pick up Snacks Harris. He finds every gap. I mean, you would have thought that he was out here just looking for holes, like it was a digger or something. And I think when you look at that part with the fact that they added Trey Flowers, it's going to create more lanes for him to roam. So I expect for Jarrad Davis to have a breakout year. My second option, aside from Jarrad Davis to have a breakout year, and I know people are going to say, oh, that's not really a bold prediction, but I really believe it's going to be Tracy Walker, because if you get the middle of your
Luke.
If you get the middle of your field short up,
I'm hoping nobody say. I know. I'm hoping nobody say my.
I'm just saying, and I see those two doing it. So I'll let them also answer who they think is going to do it. But those would be my two for the breakout players.
Okay, this TA, pretty much who I think is going to be.
I can't hear you, man.
Okay, pretty much who I think is going to be the breakout guy. I think it's going to be I'm going to go with Kerryon. I think Kerryon finally gets 1,000 yards, what the Lions players have been wanting and wishing for, and he would have had it this season if he wouldn't have got hurt. But last season he would have had it. But I'm gonna pick Kerryon. I think behind that new offensive coordinator, they're gonna run the ball, and as long as Kerryon does not get hurt, I definitely think that Kerryon has an opportunity to be the breakout guy.
Hey, okay, all right.
Go ahead, JMO.
You want to go, Derrick? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, JMO.
All right. Well, the reason why I don't say Stafford or Kerryon or Marvin Jones or Kenny Golladay is because I expect greatness from them. When Kenny Golladay got hurt, I knew he was going to have a breakout season because I know how good he is. I know Kerryon's going to have a great season. It's not really – I'm going to say it's not going to impress me, but I know he's going to be great. So to me, that's not really a breakout guy. My top breakout guy is Tracy Walker. I think he's going to get 3 interceptions, and I think he's just going to be a complete animal out there on the field all over the place. And then my second guy would be Jesse James.
Okay. All right, Derrick. I'm sorry two of us took your answer, Derrick. You up though.
No, you didn't take my answer. No, he actually.
And then I'm going with Trey Flowers.
Yeah, JMO made a good point, man. But I got to go with the man we just spent 15 minutes talking about, man. I got to go with Matt Stafford. I know, like you said, JMO, you expect greatness, and so we, as a first round overall pick, 10 years in a game, that we expect greatness. However, I expect him to have a breakout in the sense of this. He ain't gonna have to throw the ball 555 times.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
So 555 times. So he gonna have a running game, which will he not? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that. I feel like that Bob Quinn. It's a really good man. Anyway, it's gonna be Matthew Stafford, man. He gonna take all the stuff away that we've been talking about for the last 10 years.
I do like Deshaun Hand.
And another guy. I didn't pick my second guy though. Hold on, guys.
Hold on, we got to
pick my second.
We got to call it. Take the call really quick. You on Luke G's Field Review. What up, doing? Who is this?
Hey, what up, man? My name's Gerald.
Gerald, what up, though? Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, what's up, man? I had a draft question for you guys.
Get his YouTube, Luke.
After Montez Sweat ran that, blazing ass 40-yard dash, I was wondering.
And that's 4.
About him in a stand-up pass rusher, like Clay Matthews, back in the day when he was younger, and just straight up just rushing the passer the whole time. Because they don't have one. I think they need one on defense. I think that's all they're missing, really, as far as the pass rush goes. Because I don't think they really completed that pass rush with Trey Flowers. I think they need that linebacker. Somebody that can come scorching off the edge. You know what I mean?
Okay.
What do you guys think about that?
Now listen, I'm not gonna hang up on you, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm not. Because we're gonna have a very interesting conversation. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, he's asking questions about Montez Sweat, and y'all know I'm gonna ask him.
I just did a video.
Hey, look, I'll be back.
Want to talk about Montez? They didn't even check out the video.
So here's what I want to ask you. When you watch Montez Sweat, what game jumped out to you that you was like, man, he's balling out in? What was the game that you saw him in that you felt like Montez Sweat was just balling? What was that game?
I mean, I didn't really have any specific games. I just noticed the speed. You know what I mean? And when I look at that defense, they're missing speed, man. That whole team, actually, in general, they're just very lethargic as a team, and I think they need.
That's true.
Even with Ziggy in there, I don't think they had that extra horsepower that can just. I don't know. I think they need them, bro. I think they need.
Now listen, I was getting ready. I was getting ready to go there with you because I was like, okay, but you was honest enough to say that you just saw the speed. Let me just assure you, I'm gonna tell you to do this, and because I know it's on YouTube. Go on YouTube and look at the Outback Bowl for 2018 or 19. That was just happened this year, right?
Yeah.
The Outback Bowl. Look at the Outback Bowl where they went against Iowa. Okay. And I want you to, in fact, they even have a video of Montez Sweat where it shows you all his downs against Iowa. And what you're going to see is him get 1 sack and he just ran around the dude, right? But the rest of that game, there was a freshman lineman who he couldn't get past.
Yep.
Okay. And I want you to pay close attention to that game because I want you to see, because there's going to be a few plays where runner backs are going to, or the quarterback's going to break out. And you're not going to see that 4.4 speed that you speak of. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for me, when I look at a player in this draft, I look at the film. So if a person tells me, "Oh, I run," like okay, when Tavon Austin came out and he ran that 4.3, I knew that was real. I saw it, right? But when I look at his 4.4, I'm thinking to myself, "Ain't no 4.4." If you tell him to change the direction, what that 4.4, watch what happens. And so. He looks like a T-Rex trying to change direction to take somebody. It looks really bad. And so,
I noticed that too. But I just figured maybe with coaching and with some seasoning in him and just a little bit of some NFL experience, I thought that he just kind of take off. You know what I mean? Because a lot of players in college, they don't seem like they would work out in the NFL.
Right.
You know what I mean? When all you see is just the speed and everything like that. But
yeah, that's true.
Once they get to the NFL, they get some coaching in there, and I think Matt Patricia can do something with him. I think he would fit in that scheme really well.
Well, I can tell you this much. I can tell you this much. You should hope and pray that certain players like Terrell Hanks and Jalen Ferguson slide to you in the second round because I believe that they have a little bit more pass rushing ability than Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat's going to come in. And he's going to be a DN full-fledged. And if you bring him in to this team, he's going to just be a stand-up, 2-point stand outside linebacker. So you're not going to get your production, and you're not going to get the pressure that you would expect. But I appreciate the call, man. Thanks for calling in, and, man, thanks for being a part of the show. I mean, again, people, it's not that I hate Montez Sweat. I just want somebody to tell me what was that game that he blew up in.
And I just think a lot of people are – I just want to say one thing and let y'all – a lot of people are really disrespecting Romeo Okwara. This dude is a beast.
Yeah, he was balling.
A great player. Yeah, he has a lot of potential. So, we have a guy.
Yep.
Right.
And that's why when we added Trey Flowers, I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, we don't even need a defensive line talent. And all of our sacks come from the linebacker position. Jared Davis had 7, Kennard had 8, Okwara had 7. So.
And again, I'm not knocking the player. I'm not saying that if you give him great coaching, but I'm just saying that if you talk about me taking somebody in the top 10, I need instant impact. I don't have time to coach you up in the top 10. In the top 10, you need to come in ready to go. Off rip. You need to come in ready to go, ready to play, hit the ground running. If I got to coach you into a guy to hit the ground running, I don't want you. Yeah. I just don't want you. That's just how I see it,
But see, look, let's look at it like this too. Like I said before in one of my videos, I was just saying, sometimes we try to evaluate these guys and we really think that we got the notch on them, but sometimes we don't have everything on these guys. Sometimes they come in the league and be who you didn't think they were going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Because we're looking at film and we're trying to break it down. We're trying to understand the mechanics of what these guys are doing, but at the same time, we don't really grasp what these guys' full, you know what I'm saying, capabilities are, and sometimes we misjudge it. You know what I mean?
But I think a lot of that misjudging come from what the caller was saying in terms of the coaching, because like I said, we had a quarterback who was here who was told don't check down, who was told don't change the play. So imagine what other teams are telling players what to do and not to do in games. When you look at the good coaches who keep on winning consistently, like the Pete Carrolls and the Bill Belichick's, they have two different coaching styles, but they're allowing their players to use their strengths to play.
Yeah,
and to me, you know, that's where the issues come in at.
So would you say Montez Sweat is
Kennard and Okawara had great seasons because they were using their strength?
Exactly.
So now, would you fellas say this? Would you say that Montez Sweat is all speed and no skill? Would you say that? Because I did watch the film work on him, and I did see that he didn't have any bull rushes or rips or swims. He didn't have none of that.
Listen, he got a rip. I'm listening. This is the thing. I want people to understand something. He has a rip. It's just not effective. It's a difference. So, you know, he'll do it, but it doesn't do anything. You know what I mean?
I don't think football isn't that easy, man. You can't just bull rush a top 20 offensive guard. They're gonna block you.
Now listen,
it's not that easy.
I forgot to say this too. To those people who are still
why Khalil Mack making it look easy?
Yeah, but
because they can't stop him. He's a complete freaking nature.
No, but if you watch Khalil Mack, though, I'm going to show you something. If you watch,
and he has a lot of pass rush. That spin move,
he got a lot of moves.
Like a basketball player with that spin move.
He
got a lot of moves.
That's hitting the nail on the head. He has pass rush move. Even if he didn't have speed, he's going to get home because of the pass rush move. He'll set you up to get you to plant your foot, and then once your foot plant, he'll pick you up and lift you because he know that you're off balance. Those are the kind of things that I look for.
I've seen Khalil Mack swivel off of one guy and then spin off of two guys and sack the quarterback.
The quarterback.
You can't do stuff like that, bro.
And again, like I said, it's one of the things. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I am not done doing film studies. I just, I do work, and on top of working, I do a lot of stuff. So I am getting the film studies knocked out. I'm trying to get them knocked out. On top of that, I have not forgot about our mock draft with the draft board that we created. Now, let me take that back. Y'all created. I just put the names in there. So don't get mad at me when we start drafting. Okay? But I haven't forgot that. We're going to do that too. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the mock draft. So that's coming up this week. And I'm also going to be dropping some more film studies. But one of the film studies I'm going to drop is going to shock a lot of people. And I think what you're going to see is another firestorm of people going, well, why are we not talking about this player? Because I'm just trying to do something a little different. So that's all that's it. But I can tell you this much. We coming up on 91 minutes. So we getting ready to get off shortly. Here's what I want to do to close up the show. Okay. Because we've talked about the fans. We've talked about player acquisition. We've talked about the draft. Here's the thing right now that I really want to know. Okay. Who is that free agent that's still in the free agency that you guys still want? Like, there's this guy that's in free agency. You like, God, he ain't been signed. I still want him. Who is that guy for you? We'll start off with you, JMO.
Has Zach Brown been signed?
To my knowledge, no, he has not. Zach Brown is still out.
Y'all remember Looney Tunes? That's how much I'm salivating for Zach Brown. Like, I want this man on my team.
Now let me hold on.
I want this man on my team so badly.
We're gonna see how bad he wants him. We're gonna find out how bad JMO wants Zach Brown.
No, don't do that.
Right.
Zach Brown means you cannot get another linebacker, including Khalil Hodge. Do you still want Zach Brown?
Like, you mean I can't get any other linebacker at all?
Nope.
You can't do that.
I'm just saying.
Man, I don't know, man. Zach Brown. Hey, if I can't get any other linebacker, I would still take him.
Okay, so you feel pretty confident in him. Okay. I just want to see what you're saying. Okay. All right, let's go.
He's just way too good in coverage, man. It's just rare for linebackers to be good in coverage.
All right, let's talk about it, Derrick. Who you got, man? That one free agent who's still out there. And if you say Danny Amendola.
hey, can I get one more, man? Can I get one? My man. Okay, man, come back around.
Okay,
go
tell
ahead,
you up.
I'm taking Quentin Span.
That's my pick. Quentin Span is my pick. I want the guard. I want the guard.
I'm taking the guard. Yeah, because we gotta have somebody to replace
Who?
Quentin
Span.
Quentin Span.
Oh yeah,
Tennessee Titans former left guard and ward number 67. This guy is an absolute monster in the run. He's a little bit inconsistent and raw, but I think what you saw was him playing with a mobile quarterback who took off every chance he got, and that's why you saw some of those numbers change. But even you guys in the chat, I see a lot of Quentin Spans. I see Eric Berry. Okay,
yeah, Eric Berry would be nice too.
I see Josh Stanton. Okay. John Martin, you don't care who it is. As long as it's an old lineman, he good.
Yeah, we do need to pick up an old lineman, another old lineman.
Now, Travis says Quentin Span is a restricted free agent. Now, Travis, I love you, but you say that like I'm supposed to care about that. The man is what we need.
We're gonna match the deal.
Look as a fool.
Right. You want Derrick P. Fields, man? You want, man?
Hey, Quentin Span, man. pretty
man, you know what, dude? Honestly, I don't have nobody, man. I don't have nobody. Honest to
all his guys got picked.
I don't have nobody, man.
Right. I'm gonna say Kyle Rudolph if Kyle Rudolph hasn't been signed yet.
Now, again, if you get Kyle Rudolph,
I will say this though.
Right now, y'all gotta understand something. It's money. If you bring in Kyle Rudolph, they're not taking a tight end in this draft.
I'm fine with that.
So if you take just like if they had picked up the running backs, they wouldn't have drafted a running back, but they got a guy who's a camp body. Where would it required a little bit more?
Well, I will say this, Luke. I didn't have nobody from free agency, but something scared me, and this would be kind of like my slash pick. Is something scared me yesterday. One of these clowns out here in some type of media said that 10 free agents that the Lions could still be interested in. Do you want it? Wait. Do you know who I'm about to say? He got signed today.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So the nerve for them to say Mr. Blake Bortles was the most atrocious thing. Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles, he's already signed.
You see, he got signed, but before that, before that this clown talking about one of the top, and Blake Bortles was on there. So I will say this, that I would like the Lions to have a reliable, like if Stafford go down, that we got some hope. Because right now, if Stafford, he already got signed.
Tyrod got signed.
Tyrod Taylor? Yeah, Tyrod Taylor.
Who he get signed to?
Yeah, he already got signed. He got signed a couple of days ago. Somebody in the chat, tell me. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I don't see him on the thing anymore.
But right now, I'm terrified. I'm terrified that if Stafford go down,
hey, did Jordy Nelson get signed?
All I'm gonna say is Derrick. There's a lot of teams in the NFL. They start quarterback, go down, they done. Everybody don't got a Nick Foles. Right. You know, Aaron Rodgers get hurt, Brady get hurt, Patrick Mahomes get hurt. It's over.
We got Connor.
I know. But don't you think we deserve JMO?
Go ahead, try something.
Don't you think we deserve we don't deserve for? Here's the thing about this, Luke, and I'll let you wrap it up. Is that the NFL is the only sport that in the first 2 weeks of the season, your whole season can be decided. Wouldn't y'all agree? If you go 0-2, the odds of you going, who is that, Luke? Was that Luke? Was that Luke with the side? Mama, was that Luke?
I'm trying to think about that question when you say that the first week can decide to, because I remember the Patriot, the Giant, the
man, we ain't talking about the Patriots.
I don't want to talk about the Patriots ever.
We talking about
never.
We're talking about.
I'm just saying. It's been a few people who has been able to bounce back.
You said the key word, a few, and just like the Detroit Lions, who get here's the last thing I say. I promise. Last thing I say. The Browns did all this work. Yeah. And they Vegas odds to win the Super Bowl shot up to 3-1 or something. However you do it, I don't even know. But they're like 2 years away from 1-31, and their odds are way higher than Detroit Lions. So why do I say that your season can be over within the first? Everybody knows what the stats are. Not everybody's the Patriots. Not everybody's the Giants. Not everybody's. We talking about the Lions, man. We need to go 0-9 so that we can falter and stop facing Green Bay for the division title. We can just win it. So I'm saying that,
and I think what you're touching on is something that I think this is one of the reasons why I like Bob Quinn, is because when he came here to win the division first. The easiest way into the playoffs is winning the division.
Yep. And we haven't done it.
Mm-hmm. You haven't done it.
We're the only team in the division that has not won the division yet.
Now again, you're right. Again, Crimson Shadow says, what about any players from AAF? I've been watching a lot of games with AAF, and I'm still seeing a little bit of a sloppy play from a lot of players. So
I have too.
So
it's good though. I like it though. I do like it.
I enjoy the football I see, and it's just still that they're a little bit still sloppy. Now, Daniel Griffin says Malcolm Brown may become a Detroit Lion running back. We signed him today. Yeah, Daniel, I think he could become a Lions running back because he's going to be on a tryout basis, and he's going to get the carries because Carry-On ain't finna get him. You probably won't even see Carry-On in the preseason, but maybe into that third game, and that's probably about 2 or 3 snaps.
I don't want him playing, bro.
He don't need to play at all. I want him to bulk up just a little bit.
The last time I checked, Justin Houston was trying to get a somewhat payday for a 2-year deal. So his market value has him still trying to get around that 13 to 15 million a year range. And if I'm Detroit, I'm not sure I want to spend that kind of money risky.
No. Yeah, he did.
The only reason I want is Zach Brown because he's young. Zach Brown is young.
Listen, I'm with John Hodge. John, tell your cousin that he got a lot of love here, and
he got a lot of love.
Yeah, he got a lot of love here, man. And also tell him, listen, all right, Derrick, keep that alone. Leave that alone, Derrick. All right,
I ain't gonna say nothing, man. I'm laughing.
Hey, what about Muhammad Wilkerson? Did you take him?
Let me just tell y'all this: the Detroit Lions have 2 defensive tackles on the roster. That's H.R. Robinson and that is Snacks Harris. They're not adding any more defensive tackles. And Muhammad Wilkerson was on the Green Bay Packers last year. And anybody tell me they remember him in the Lions game? Because I didn't know he was there.
They saying we got Malcolm Brown 2 years, 3.25 million.
2 years.
I don't know how credible that is.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know how credible. We don't know how credible this is.
Hey, man, he on fire, man.
We don't know how credible it is.
He's on fire.
Are you sure about that?
Right, like we gotta fact check.
I gotta go fact check
because Luke is gonna be sad, man.
Tell you what that means, people. I'm telling you right now. If Pete Williams just said that Malcolm Brown got a 2-year, $3.25 million deal, that means that the Lions are not drafting a running back.
Bam, 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 bam.
Exactly.
It's still staying on the thing.
There we go. Yeah.
Like
he said,
that's the offer sheet. Tell them that's the offer sheet. They still.
So that's the offer sheet. Okay. All right. So
that's the offer sheet.
Luke gonna be sick though, man.
I'm still gonna check it, but don't do it now. Listen, I gotta say this, people. My apologies. I forgot all about this. Thank you so much, Anthony L. Luke G's field review is officially on Twitter. Okay, people.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Oh yeah.
He is officially on Twitter.
It's official.
I think my tag name is Field G's, and I was playing around with it. Hey, listen, I was playing around with it because I wanted people to know, those people who ride with Luke G Field Review, they Field G's. They are generals of the field, and they're field generals. And I want.
Well, there go your subscribers.
Y'all are the Field G's.
Okay, I like that. I like that now. Now it makes sense.
Trying to call.
Yeah, I'll take that too because some of my last names.
Luke G's Field Review. I am on Twitter. I'm going to look into Discord, and I'm going to look into the other social media outlets. But Luke G is officially on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. He is on there.
Now you just got to figure out.
John Hodge said he's trying to call in. I really hope we take your cousin, bro. 8th overall.
Okay, John.
I want to pay him all the big bucks. He's worth it, man. I'm going out the window.
Hold on. John said he's trying to call in. John, call in right now. I'm clearing the lines. Call in, John. I'm going to get you on before I shut this down. Call in right now, John. All right? And I'm going to get you on. That number is 248-294-0610. That's 248-294-0610. If anybody call in and their name is not John, I'm telling you, I'm probably going. I want John to call in. John, call
Luke.
John.
Luke.
Okay.
Man.
So
that's my guy.
So
man.
Quick news is Luke G is officially on Twitter. That's the first one. All right. And we're waiting on John to call in. The lines are open.
All right, let me know when them phone ring, man. The Gridiron Blitz news is that your boy, I'm set up for phone calls, but it is a nightmare trying to set up. I mean, it is the worst thing I've ever done. I'm so frustrated, guys, that my brain literally hurts. I've been at this for a day and a half. I cannot figure it out, but I'm gonna keep working at it. And hopefully Luke is helping me out and stuff like that. And hopefully in the next 1 or 2 shows, probably not Thursday, but hopefully sometime next week, I will be on and we'll be able to do that channel switch. So that's coming from the Gridiron Blitz.
Again,
guys.
we are on the What's your exact Twitter handle?
It's the at Field G's.
At Field, FIELD. How you spell
Just the
G's?
regular G and the S.
Like
nothing else. Field G's.
Okay.
Yeah, I found you.
There we go.
All right.
Now again, I'm literally waiting because I want. I'm dead serious, man. I want you to call in because I want people to understand something. If Khalil Hodge get here, okay, Luke G's field review gonna sound like a disco party. Okay, you might see lights. You hear me? You might listen. I might rent a limo to pull up to my own house. I can when I walk. You hear me?
Don't do it to him, Luke.
And so again, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying if we get that guy in, and matter of fact, listen, I'm finna tag John. I'm tagging you with the telephone number. You need to call in, bro. I am waiting for you.
I didn't even know you could do that, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember we get Khalil Hodge. I'm gonna be happy that we got Jared Davis. And I really wanted Jared Davis. I really wanted Jared Davis too.
Wow.
Listen, and I think Jared Davis is a good player. I just think, early on, they gave him Haloti Ngata, good thing he retired.
And Nada?
Yeah.
Nada,
he always call him Ngata though.
I don't know.
I used to like Nada. He held it down.
Ngata.
Haloti Nada.
You had a nice career, bro.
Haloti Nada.
Haloti Nada. My apologies.
Well, he not a playing no more.
He not a playing. He said he not a playing.
He not a playing no more.
Right.
He retired. Thank you.
A new Lions YouTuber that I reached out to, and I'm trying to set something up with him right now. He had just entered our chat. He got here a little bit late, but what YouTube channel is called is Andrews Football. Please check him out. He's talking Detroit Lions sports, and he's going to be on Luke G's Field Review real soon. All right, so we got a call. All right, I hope this is John Hodge.
Yeah, this is John Hodge. How you doing?
We got Mr. John Hodge, ladies and gentlemen.
What up, though?
Welcome to Luke G's Field Review. What up, though, man?
Man, just hanging in there, man.
So you say Khalil Hodge is your cousin?
Yeah, he's my cousin, man.
Man, that's what's up. Have you told him that Luke G has been going absolutely nuts?
Oh my God.
To pay attention to this man.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. My other cousin, we're regular people too, man. We're on the YouTubes and the IGs and stuff.
Hey, okay.
He let me know about your film and you're interested in this stuff. He put me on you. I appreciate it.
Oh boy!
Hey,
wait, hold on. Somebody take a minute to see this.
I'm just saying, man. Listen,
I wish you could see his face.
When I go through film study, man, I just recognize talent. I think I spent about a good minute just going over his footwork, and I was like, man, I don't see corner.
Left foot, right foot.
One of the things is that I wanted him to know was that. I promise this is when he get drafted, because I'm gonna put it in the universe. I'm gonna put it out there. When he get drafted to the Detroit Lions, I hope he get a chance to take a double-digit number like 55. In my head, I just see 55. Okay,
I see 54.
Okay, well, listen, he can take 54. I don't even care. But my thing is this: as long as he on his team, he can be number 1. I don't care. Right? You want to bring double zeros back, and he be the linebacker with double zeros.
All right, now wait. Dang, I wish he could hear me, man. I wish he could hear me.
Man, he has high character, man.
Yeah,
he's a high character guy. He off the field and on the field, he's a leader, man. And he loves the game, man.
Listen, man. Listen, tell him, just stay positive, man. Like I said, I got a strong feeling he's gonna be here in Detroit, and I really, and if he's not in Detroit, I'm still gonna love him. Just not when he played Detroit. Just let it be known that when he played Detroit, I'm gonna treat him like the stepchild that I never wanted. That's what I'm gonna do. But but if he is in Detroit, and I promise you, I'm gonna keep the praise coming, because when I saw the film, man, I just said, yo, how is this guy not getting any praise? And I started going crazy about it. I mean, I think I made a video that said he's worth that first round pick, and people was like, you crazy. I'm like, you can think I'm crazy, but the production is there.
Yeah, he because they're in that MAC conference, man.
Right.
There's other conferences too, but we're at a time now, in the game where it don't matter. You got small college teams knocking off the major conference teams.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's talent everywhere, and the eye in the sky don't lie. It don't matter where you're from; it's how you come, man.
And you know
Man,
what
I love that.
One of the things that I think makes Khalil Hodge so special to me, I have this belief that if you're better than everybody else, if the talent is beneath you, it generally shows. And when I look up and see 400 tackles in 3 years, that tells me that he was playing at a way higher level than many people may have thought. And so I just, I'm excited for him. The fact that he's going to get a chance to get drafted, I think it's an exciting thing for him and his family and stuff. And I just, like I said, I know that that somebody watching my video, because CBS came out with him as our 8th pick in a mock draft.
Thank you, CBS. Thank you.
Right. He also, he also had a tragedy, man. Our younger cousin,
Right, I saw that. I saw that RIP to his brother.
Yeah, and that was right, before the season, kind of, and so that kind of just, it was a motivational for him to even go. So, and on top of that, he's getting overlooked. I know he's a competitor.
Right.
He's a competitor, man. He wants to show, he can play, man. He can play.
Yeah, because I've noticed, I'm not gonna lie, I've noticed that I've had a string of people join my subscriptions with the name Hodge. Right. It was a lot of them. I mean, I don't have an uncle. Now you, so because I really do believe in the player, man. And I even appreciate you just subscribing. And like I said, I'm glad to know that people are watching.
Too, man. I'm a fan too. I'm a fan. I love football. I'm not a Lions fan, but
that's cool. That's cool. But if Khalil Hodge become one, we'll deputize.
Yeah, because I saw Khalil rocking the Raiders hat.
If he don't, then we can't deputize you. We just got to keep you with the field G's. You got to just be a field.
It's a lot of history in that, and at that Ford Field, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot with Moore and the rest of those. It's a lot. It'd be an honor for him to go there, man.
Well, listen. I would love this is what I want you to do for me. This is what I want you to do for me. All right, because I believe he's gonna get drafted by us. I have a strong feeling he fits what we want to do here, and he's the kind of player that we want here.
Oh man!
When he gets drafted here, this is what I want you to tell him. When he gets drafted here, he has to come on review for 15 to 20 minutes. That's all I need. 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Tell him I can't pay him, because with the kind of money I make on. I don't listen. I always told me, don't throw pennies at rich people. It's just an insult, okay? So again,
he's a people person, man.
Again, tell him tell him, wait, listen, even if he don't get drafted by the Lions, I still want to talk to him for 10 to 15 minutes because I just listen. There are a few players. I'm not making this up when I say this, and I'm dead serious. There are a few players that I just cared about so much that even though they weren't even the team I like, I still bought that jersey. Like Ed Reed, I got an Ed Reed jersey. He's not
Ed Reed is one of my favorites too.
But I got an Ed Reed jersey. I got a Ray Lewis jersey. So just tell him when he get drafted.
Same thing with me. Same thing with me. I used to love that Barry and that Moore over there, and that Chris Spillman.
Yep.
I used to have some ballers over there, man.
Well, listen, I do appreciate you calling in, man. I hope you call in again, and hopefully by the time the draft happen, we talking something totally different, where we're truly just celebrating us having a good linebacker and stuff. And and I appreciate it, man. So again, thanks so much. Let him know when he get drafted by the Lions. I want that 15 minutes. I don't need but 15 minutes, man.
I'm tuned in, man. I'm a subscriber, man. So anytime, you know what I mean, y'all got some, the notification, it pops up. So
man, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it so much, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, can I say one thing about Khalil Hodge?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Shoot.
It's few players, and I'm so serious. This is why after you said something about him, I was like, let me go look at him. It's few, and I say few, where I look at their tape and I literally say the words out my mouth, wow. When his first step, when I say it's one of the best first steps I've seen in the last decade. It just his footwork is just so special, man. And you know, when I and I thought the same thing when I was watching Kerryon Johnson's footwork. Man, I'm telling you, dog, that kid is special. I'm telling you, regardless of where he goes, he needs to come here. But that kid is special, man.
And again, man, to me, like I said, it's just one of the things.
You see Sweeten comments.
Listen, Sweeten don't called in a few times, but you know Sweeten is such a straight line. But we gonna ignore Sweeten. Matty P is my daddy. When the
Gronkowski cousins do follow me. That is funny.
I'm just saying.
Tell him to cut his beard, man.
But yeah, right. Yeah, Gronkowski's cousin follow JMO. That's what's up, man. Again, it's just one of the things.
All right, can I get Danny Amendola to follow me then?
Right. Listen,
right. Shout out to DA.
Listen, I just want everybody to understand something. Again, I'm gonna make sure that I go back and put in the Twitter account information in there. So we will have Twitter. I'm gonna look into Discord. I'm gonna look into the other social media outlets. Again, I appreciate it and thank you again for coming on, John Hodge. Let us, keep us in the loop. I'm gonna keep pumping my videos out until people think I'm crazy. We're gonna close this out. JMO, what you got for the closing of the show?
Well, I will say with Malcolm Brown and getting a wide receiver, we got it's telling me that we might get those in the later rounds, and I think in the draft we might. I know I'm very sure we're gonna focus on defense, and we will be getting an offensive lineman. That's what those moves just showed me. They moving towards O-line, tight end, linebacker.
So JMO, you saying free agency is defense, and the draft gonna be defense too?
Yeah, most likely. I definitely think we're taking an offensive lineman and a tight end, though. But everything else is probably going to be defensive oriented.
Yep, I agree. I agree with that. All right. The Gridiron Blitz man himself, Derrick P. Fields. What you got for the closing of the show?
Man, I got to do something non-football related, man. There's two things I want to holler at. First of all, you guys, the three of you guys, I've had a pleasure with you guys. This has been amazing. I like how we can all come together. Somebody cue the Full House music, man. You got that Full House on the.
I got you. I got you lit. Wait a minute. Don't you go nowhere. I got you
somebody cue the Danny Tanner, man.
He got me up here. Look, he got me trying to hit this soundboard quick. I'm trying to hurry up. Go ahead. Go.
I knew where you was going.
Listen,
I knew where you was going to go.
I was trying so hard not to do it, but he was asking me. I'm like, listen, he gonna have me go there, and I was trying to interrupt you. But go ahead, man. Go for it. I ain't going to.
Go ahead, man. No, I just wanted to say it's a lot of man. it's a lot of people in the Detroit media, you know, that just won't do this type of stuff. And I think that even though we don't agree, which is going to happen, I appreciate, you know, us doing it. You out, and I appreciate all y'all in the chat too, man. Y'all be here all the time, man. So that's it, Luke. You got. So guys, I just gotta say, I appreciate you so much.
Likewise, man.
and another thing too, man, is
okay, go ahead. My bad.
I don't think I've ever seen Luke like since the start of his YouTube channel be so happy, bro. Like that call in was the real deal for him. Like, and I just like, man, it's really happening. Like, this is really happening, man. So shout out to him, shout out to you, JMO, and shout out to TA once again for the 1,000. And tune in, man. We're gonna have the calls on my channel.
Right, soon. TA, what you got for the show?
Man, I just want to say, man, thanks everybody for coming out to the show and being a part of this family that we got, the Detroit Alliance, man. I love it. I love everything that we're doing. And like we said before, guys, in the opening of the show, you know what I'm saying? This is not to bash any other Detroit YouTuber. We trying to collab with people, and if people want to collab, we will collab with them. It's no hate. It's none of that this way. We want to be able to be that family, man. We're not trying to be the top dogs or anything like that. We just trying to state our opinions. That's all. So I appreciate everybody that's been subscribing to Noble Sports Entertainment. Appreciate you guys.
And again, we just wanted to make it clear. Again, anybody, no matter who you are, we're open for a conversation, man. It's not that serious. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for us tonight. It has been a pleasure. I truly appreciate the people who called in. Crimson Shadow for having that speed dial on fire. And I mean,
shout out my boy Crimson.
On fire. Crimson, that's our guy, man. Crimson,
I know Crimson for a long time, man.
Also, stay tuned. Stay tuned, people. You know, like I said, we got a new Detroit Lions YouTuber out there named Andrews Football. I'm going to be doing something with him really soon. And as always, please,
as long as he wear the cowboy hat.
Hold on, and don't forget, guys, make sure you subscribe to all of these guys' channels as well.
Right, they are in my description. The Gridiron Blitz is in my description. 313 JMO is in my description, and Mr. Noble Sports Entertainment is in my description. So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, please don't be no chump. Please do your research.